Hello, this is So It Seems. This is Nana with So It Seems. And I am going through my sewing machines one by one and just basically going over them. Let me see if I can cut this light off. See if that gives us a clearer picture. Let me try this, cut this light on. Uh, well, that's decent, but not fantastic. Anyway, I want to go over with you some features of this sewing machine. Now, when my children were small, I sewed on a manual Kenmore sewing machine, and it had the front loading bobbin, and it always had tension issues, and it just stressed me out so bad. And even then, I'd love to sew, but that thing stressed me out so bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not good at this. I know that both of my grandmothers sewed, and my mom's mom was a seamstress. But you know what? I just did not get this sewing gene because I made some placemats. I made my daughter a nightgown. I made my son some pajama pants. And I was like, okay, I'm done. This is over. So I put my sewing machine in the attic, and there it stayed for 20 years. I pulled it out, and it worked. It still worked. And guess what? I still hated it. So first sewing machine that I bought it used, and this is not the sewing machine, but this is, we will call this my post-divorce sewing machine, okay? So I decided I wanted to start sewing again. So, but I knew that Kenmore was gonna make me lose my religion, drive me to drink, or do something. So I had to get rid of that thing, okay? So I got rid of it. And I saw this lady who lived in Georgetown, and she had a sewing machine for sale, and it was computerized, and it came with an extended table. It came with the case. There was like two containers full of all different colors of thread. It had several feet, and I was like, okay, this is the ticket. And she had it for $75, okay? So I got the sewing machine, and it was exactly like this one. This is a CS-6000 with the letter I. CS-6000 with the letter I. Okay. The C stands for computerized. So I got this sewing machine, and the first thing I realized was it had a drop-in bobbin, and it was super easy to load the bobbin. I've showed a couple of different brothers. They have the same system. You just drop the bobbin in, thread it around, cut the string, and as far as the bobbin goes, you're in business, okay? So between the drop-in bobbin and the way the machine threaded so easily, so you see at the top of the machine, I've done this too. I've showed two different types of brother sewing machines. You wind the bobbin the same way, you thread the machine the same way, and they are just very easy. So if you would like to see how to thread and wind this bobbin, just give me a comment and I will make a video. But what I want to talk to you right now about these machines, in case you're thinking about getting a used sewing machine, I love this machine. It's lightweight. It has like 60 different stitches, okay? And basically, if all you're doing is basic sewing, if you have a straight stitch, a zigzag, and a couple of overcasting stitches, you're in business. And of course, buttonholes, but to do the buttonholes, you need to do garment sewing, and I don't really do garment sewing. I sew, I'm what I'm going to call myself a craft sewist, because that's what I love to do. Anyway, So this sewing machine, let me tell you a little bit about it. Drop in bobbin, easy peasy, wind the bobbin, easy peasy to thread, okay? Very easy to figure out how to work. If you want, say you want number 1 on your stitches, which is a straight stitch, you just go here and you just hit the 1 button, and that, let's see, it's kind of dark in here, y'all. Let me try this. See if that doesn't really help either. Anyway, 0, 1, just real super easy. You can, here, this is the tens column. This is the 1 column. You subtract by, you go up by 1, and it gives you, the stitch is number 11. You go down 1, it takes you to 0. Then on the ones, you hit it once, it takes you to 1. Hit it again, it takes you to 2. So super easy to figure out how to get your stitches set up, okay? Then it has a needle threader, which is another good feature. This is your tension. And on a sewing machine, the tension, it'll have a line, a solid line. This one goes from 3 to 5. Basically, I put it on 4, and pretty much that is where my tension stays, and I have no problems, okay? Okay, let's see what else I can tell you. This button this is computerized, so this will turn the machine on, okay? This is the reverse, and this is the needle up, down, okay? So power button, reverse stitch, needle up, down. These are the speeds. You can sew slow, medium, or high, okay? Very easy, but I want to show you some things. If you look for this machine, the way you can tell if a machine has been well cared for, if they still have the manual, which some machines now do not come with manuals anymore, but you can download them for free on the internet. But this particular machine, it comes with, this is the presser foot it comes with, okay? Then it also comes with the black cord that you see right here. Now, the black cord you plug in, okay? If you have the black cord and the presser foot plugged in, then you can sew with the presser foot. If you unplug the presser foot, you can sew with just the black cord, and that made me fall in love, because you push that power button and you're in business, you're sewing. And I had a couple of issues when I was really young learning to sew. I had 3. I had bobbin problems, I had tension problems, and I had pedal problems, because I would go way too fast or way too slow. And I just didn't sew long enough to get the hang of how much pressure would give me the speed I needed, okay? So when I found the drop-in bobbin and the sewing with the button, I was like, I'm in business. So I highly recommend, but I'm going to tell you one more thing. A computerized sewing machine, it will give you an error message, and I have actually had people sell me their sewing machine, tell me it was broke because it had an error message, and all it was is they did not put their presser foot down, okay? So when you go to sew, you have to make sure, and this one has a manual up-down lever, you have to make sure this presser foot is in the down position, or your sewing machine will not sew, okay? So that confuses people, and sometimes they think their machine is broken. It will give you, I believe it's either error 1 or error 6, and it will tell you to drop your presser foot, okay? Just so you know. So there we go. That one is error 5. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to have to work on that. Anyway, I want to show you the things that should come with this sewing machine. Okay, this is your accessory table. And to put on the accessory table, you just take the arm off, which is where you can keep your extra feet and stuff. You take that off, and when you take it off, you can slide this table on, okay? And it gives you extra sewing space. Okay, the other things that this machine should come with. I like to keep, when I get a new machine, I put the feet all together and I label it. And this is what should come with it, okay? A lot of times you might buy a used machine. It might not have the feet. Let me tell you, you get the best deal when you buy it all together. If somebody tells you they have a used sewing machine and they're selling it and there's no extended table, there's no extra feet, there's no anything, do not buy it. A manual sewing machine from Walmart with feet you can get for a little over $100. So do not pay $100 for a used sewing machine unless you try it out, it works good, and it comes with loads of feet, extended table, pedal, all this good stuff. But these are some of the things that this machine came with when it was new. Comes with a button foot, okay? A lot of them come with a walking foot. It should have come with a twin needle and with a pack of needles. It should come with this little Dumaflachi, which is like an eyelet setter. It should come with a couple of these, which can go on your thread. You put them on your spool. It should come with an extra spool pin. The extra spool pin, I think you can put it where the bobbin goes, and then you can have two threads of spool if you want to do a twin needle. It should come with a little tiny seam ripper and a little brush. It should come with about 6 extra feet. And this particular sewing machine, it's going to show you, like for stitch 00, it comes up J foot and it automatically sets it to the right size. And if you look at the different feet it comes with, it will have letters on them. It is very important that you use the right foot for the stitch you're doing. This is an extra ankle and an extra foot I have. This is for quilting. This is part of the button thing. This is a screwdriver. It's meant to be used as a screwdriver. This goes with the walking foot. It's a guide which you can put on your walking foot. And it will, like if you're quilting, because when you use a walking foot, when you're quilting several layers, this guide, you can line it up so you can make sure that all of your quilting lines are straight, okay? So it should come with about 6 different feet. An important foot is a zipper foot. That's the zipper foot. The big white plastic one is the button foot. Then you have an overcast foot. Then you have your J foot, which is this machine. It is the standard foot, and it has a big opening, and the purpose of that is you can do straight stitches and you can do zigzag. Now, why it's important to make sure you have the right foot on your machine is because the stitch that you are doing determines where your needle comes down. And if you do not have the right foot on, your needle will get bent or it will get broken, because instead of hitting the hole and going through the feed dogs like it should, going where it needs to go so you can sew, it's going to hit this metal faceplate and it will break, or it will either cause your needle to break or it will cause your needle to bend. And if it hits hard enough, it can actually bend the needle holder. It can bend this thing here that you insert your needle into. And if that gets messed up, you have to replace it. Um, and anything that you get done at a sewing machine shop is going to cost you 75, 100, or even more. And that is one reason why I have so many sewing machines, and I have bought them used, and I usually pay about $75. And I have taught myself how to take them apart for the most part, not completely apart, but take them apart, take the bobbin case out, unscrew part of it, and clean all the fluff out, because having fluff in your sewing machine, having thread, having lint, it will make it skip stitches, it'll make it do all kind of stuff, and it'll mess it up. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video now, but basically this is the computerized sewing machine. This is the style. The first one that I got, I actually used it so much that I blew it up. I did. I blew it up. And one reason I blew it up is, honestly, I don't know. I think I blew it up because I sewed so much fuzzy stuff and I didn't know how to keep it really clean. And another reason I blew it up is I was sewing really, really thick stuff, and that is why I recommend the heavy duty Singer, which I have. I have the manual and the computerized one. I think mine is the heavy duty 6380, and I love it. It is so strong and it is great for thick fabric. So if I could have two sewing machines, I would want a computerized machine. I don't know which one I would pick. Maybe this one. I know this was my favorite for a really long time. My only complaint with this one is the light is not super bright, but you can buy a little strip light and stick it on here, which I have several of them, and it'll make it super bright. So that's really not a problem. And you can get them for like $3 on Temu, maybe a little more on Amazon. Okay, I'm going to stop talking right now because this is becoming a really long video. Like and subscribe. I'll be showing more sewing machines, and comment below if you would like a video showing you how to thread and wind the bobbin. But really, if you watch some of my other videos with the Brother sewing machine, the majority of them, the bobbin winding and the threading and the drop-in bobbin, it's pretty much the same on all of them. Okay, so this is Nana with Sew It Seams. Y'all have a great evening.